before I met Anas, the sales process, it was so elementary. It was so cookie cutter, so basic. It does not even deserve to be in the same breath as what we have now after working with NBC. I've spent multiple six figures on coaching, multiple. Joining NBC has ruined coaching for me. I'll just, that's a good way to put it. Whenever I join any other coaching program, my expectations are just so high for the level of service, quality, the level of information, the help with implementation, just the over delivering, working with Anas and his team. My expectations are so high that like, I'm just skeptical when I even consider joining someone else's program. It's kind of like you drive a Lamborghini. You step in a regular car, it's like you just always instantly compare. You're just like, man, it's just not the same. That's the best way I can describe it after joining NBC.
I appreciate you sharing that. For me, I'm just like, man, we fulfill our life's purpose, and our purpose is to help people, help salespeople and business owners become the top in their industry, top 1%. And as we continue the ascender's journey, because there is no final destination, we keep growing, we keep learning. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Anas here, founder of NBC Sales System. And we're excited to have one of our clients here, Mr. Rayan Khan. When we met before we started working together, he was a solopreneur in the hustle bustle culture, just grow, sell, 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 on the brinks of imploding and breaking the business. And now we have scaled into the consistent six-figure cash month, all the way up to $145,000 per month, building an incredible team, foundation systems, all of that. And we're definitely going to dive into it. So without further ado, let's give it up for Mr. Ray Khan. And great to have you here, brother. Love to have you share. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your world. Share for the viewers in the case that they do not know you.
Awesome, guys. My name is Rayan Khan. I'm the owner, founder, CEO of Rocket Detail. And I am Anas's favorite client, if you didn't already know. And he may say we like them all equally, but I know. So
you believe it. I know you know it. All love, all love.
before I met Anas, before I met Anas, I was running my company. My record month was I hit a $70,000 cash collected month. And I, just like Anas said, I'm a hustler. I was hustling, and I was wearing every single heart. I was wearing every single part of every single hat in the business. I was managing every single part. I had a very weak sales like we were getting sales, but the sales process, it was so elementary. It was so cookie cutter, so basic, nothing, not even, I could not even, does not even deserve to be in the same breath as what we have now after working with NBC. And I was hustling. I was working hard. I had the product down. I had the product, the offer down, and that was it. And I had the hustle down. I didn't have a real business per se. Like I was a one man army, and I'd reached my cap. I'd reached my bottleneck to where like I needed a break. Like I was just doing so much. Like I was doing like we were. I was making money, but I needed a freaking break. And I didn't
Yeah.
have a business, and like I knew I needed
And
to
who were
do
you
certain things.
servicing? And who were you servicing? Just for context.
I service car detailers, so people who do like car washes, but they come to your house. And
Yeah.
I was on the I had reached a bottleneck or cap. I'd peaked at $70,000 a month. The next month we went down to 50,000. And it was just because there's only so much output one human can have. Like there was efficiency didn't exist. I didn't have a project management system. I didn't have any people on
I
my team.
remember hearing you were taking like 3 a.m. phone calls and stuff. Like what was
I was
happening then?
hustling, grinding at 3 a.m. The project I had 50 active clients, and I was doing all the sales, all the media buying, all the fulfillment. And my project management system was I would try to remember everything in my head, and I would maybe use a Google Doc. Like it was an absolute shit show. And my sales skills were I had conviction, and I had the dog, like I'm gonna go get it. But I didn't know shit about sales, if I'm being completely honest. Like I was watching the YouTube videos. The biggest thing for me was, now that I have the context, I thought I knew something. I would watch the YouTube videos. I would watch the names I won't mention, but like the top guys in the
Yeah.
sales space. Like if
Yeah.
you're in high ticket coaching agency, you know exactly the names I'm talking about. Like what comes to your mind right away. I was watching all their sales content, and like I was like asking the questions, and I was doing this, but like I had no idea why the fuck I was asking what I was asking. I didn't actually
Yeah.
understand sales. Now I like to think I do to a decent extent. I'm
You're
decent.
so
I would
humble.
think I would decent. I'm think not, obviously there's always a long way to go, but like it's crazy when I look at how far we have came after working with NBC, the sales process, the framing. When I tell you, I still am big in watching content. I watch all the big guys, Alex Hermosi, everyone else, more. and like everybody, like I'm always consuming content. I still have yet to see someone, something, somewhere that teaches what I've learned here. Like it's just next level. So before it was just so bare bones, so basic. Now it's like beefed up. Like we have an army, we have a business. Like, man, when I tell you, I just wanted to share one thing. We had
Yeah.
just to give you the context, we had a guy and he reached out to us, and there's someone trying to copy us. And
Right.
this literally just happened last week. He paid the money, and because of what I've learned in NBC sales, I was able to unsell him on the person trying to copy us. He got a refund from them ethically, and he now agreed
Good.
to pay us quadruple the price.
Let's
Just because
go.
of like how I learned how to position frames. So we had another guy the week before, same thing. Wouldn't pay someone else $500, jumped on the call with me because of how much I've learned through NBC sales. He piffed, paying full to us $5,000. And he wouldn't pay someone else
Mm,
500 bucks. And when I tell
crazy.
you like
Crazy.
some of the stuff we've learned, I have yet to see. So I'm very big in like investing, consuming content. I've done $100,000 programs, right? You know, a lot of guys
Yeah.
they'll
So you've spent a lot in coaching. Maybe to
I've
give
spent
because you know like sometimes
multiple
someone's
six
like,
figures.
"Oh, I love this like program is the greatest thing in the world," but they actually don't have context. And I think more than a lot, like you have so much context and not mentioning names. Like, tell us
I've
a little bit.
spent
Even
multiple I've spent multiple six figures on coaching, multiple. And it's not like multiple six figures like there's a bunch of like 5,000, $10,000 programs, but there's also like six figure programs. Like I'm big on coaching. I've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars in myself.
damn.
I have yet to learn like even the guy I've paid guys who have done nine figures. I won't mention names, but they've done nine figures.
Yeah.
And like the program was just so basic. Like when I tell you it was basic, basic is an understatement
In comparison. Yeah.
in
Yeah. Yeah.
comparison, in comparison to like joining NBC has ruined coaching for me. I'll just that's a good way to put it because if I whenever I join any other coaching program, my expectations are just so high for the level of service, the quality, the level of information, the help with implementation, just the over delivering, working with Anas and his team. My expectations are so high that like I'm skeptical. I'm just skeptical when I even consider joining someone else's program. I'm just like, it's kind of like you drive a Lamborghini and like you step in a regular car. It's like you just always instantly compare. You're just like, man, it's just not the same. That's the best way I can describe it after joining NBC.
Damn. Damn. That's powerful. That's powerful. Appreciate that. And what was it like for you? Like, obviously, we know sales coaching, incredible. Like, what was it like in terms of support, experience for you? And also, because, you know, we coach your sales team. Like, what was it like end to end? You know, how did that feel? Like, maybe walk us through a little bit from that journey.
Yeah, amazing question. So I think the biggest thing I can do is I can tell you it's amazing. I can tell you it's all that like 100%. The biggest thing I can tell you though, with my experience, I can give you comparison. I can
Mm,
tell you that the areas that were above and beyond were Anas has personally given me countless, so many hundreds of hours of his time that you just it doesn't make sense for the business, but he's just so committed to over delivering and making sure like someone gets not even the result he said, but above it, that it just puts other things in pale to the other very big brand programs I've joined. It just puts it in comparison as far as like the attention, the service, the quality, just the level of like getting in the weeds and like, you know, a lot of times what will happen is I haven't seen much else like it out there. You'll join and it's kind of like a course or a program and they're like, you come to them with questions. It's like, yeah, like
mm,
I have a question XYZ. They'll send you a loom back or they'll give you a call. It's different when this is like with NBC, my experience was more proactive. They're like, here's we're gonna do this. And then the other thing is a lot of it's cookie cutter. A lot of the time they give you stuff that's cookie cutter. What I found
yeah.
here or what my experience at NBC was like, it's very because like the success is in the details, right? It's like it can be 90% the same, but if the last 10% doesn't actually apply to your sales process, your offer, your business,
Yeah.
it doesn't actually get the end result of the multiple and profit you're looking for. Difference is like the NBC team was in the weeds with me, tweaking it, and like, man, there's so many times like I would be on a freaking sales call. I'm like, yo, person said XYZ, and I would call and like the NBC team would answer and like I would get that support. And when I tell you like I
Live.
joined
I know
six
we
figure
have so many live closes logged for you guys.
live closes, I have joined so many six figure like I've done six figure programs. You don't get that, right? So like it's just been an experience
Which
that it's an experience that if I try to even compare it, everything else just pales in comparison. It would be a disgrace. Like, and
Wow.
I'm not even trying to fluff it.
Yeah.
I'm actually, hopefully you can hear the genuineness of my voice.
I hear it from the heart. I mean, I know it.
I'm
Yeah.
actually saying that. Like, you can't fake what I'm trying to say. I'm actually saying that just out of pure, like, literally, maybe one day I will see. But I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on coaching, and I've yet to see and experience that compares to this.
Yeah. That's powerful. That's powerful. And it's so interesting because, if anyone is part of our Ascender tribe at any level or any between, one of the things, even in our manifesto, it's like ingrained in there. We always talk about SAFL, serving at the highest level. And, I appreciate you sharing that. It's always good. And I know the team's going to watch this and feel the gratitude and the blessings, because one of the things we die hard is the whole concept of SAFL, serve at the highest level, serve at the highest level. And it's that witted attitude, whatever it takes. And I love you sharing that. That's kind of been your experience, which is kind of funny because when I asked you before, I was like, what was it that drew you in to our world? Like, how did we even meet? Like, what was that thing that just gravitated you into Ascenders and learning and joining NBC sales?
Yeah. So I actually was staying in an Airbnb for 30 days with a fellow Ascender, a member of
Mm,
Elite. And we were staying in the same Airbnb. We were traveling, just growing our business, right?
yeah.
And I just overheard the calls. And I
Mm,
would be like, I would get first day I listened to like outside of zero. I'm like, okay, like, yeah, that's some freaking sauce. I never heard that before. I'm like, next time, I'm like,
yeah.
yo, can I like sit next to you on the call? He's like, yeah. Then I'd sit. Then I asked a question. I'm just like, it was just so good. I had never seen like the information being taught, how it was taught, the level of like attention like that the NBC team was given. I hadn't seen it before.
Mm,
So I just naturally like I went one call to the next call, and next thing you know, I'm asking a Nas, and now I'm here.
boom. What a blessing. And can you tell us a little bit about, we start working together. You're like, hey, solopreneur, right? And like, what kind of starts happening? Like, how does the stack and the cash and, the foundation, like, how does that start building up?
Yeah, so I had hit a plateau for 6 months. I was in that the mo- I hit in so September of 2024, I hit $70,000 cash in a month. Then I joined Elite at the end of October. We did 50,000, and then at the end of October, I joined, did like 50. We stayed around like the 40, 50. February, I went back up to 60 because I got really upset that we were declining. Then I
Yeah.
went to in March, I went to 85,000, but like we hit a plateau, and then I took that next step with NBC and Elite, and within 2 months we hit $103,000 cash collected, 133. Next month, $145,000 cash collected. And consistently, we have yet to see a month below $100,000 cash collected. And like, I'm now able to, because of all the support and help I got from the NBC team, helping me build the team, place it, I'm able to focus on work growing the business, and I'm able to just provide an opportunity for so many amazing team
Yeah.
members now that
Yeah.
I wasn't able to do before. So like we have yet to, since I've taken that next step with NBC, I have yet to see below $100,000. Like it's one thing. Like sometimes you'll see people like I was in other programs before. I went from like 20K to 70K, but they never actually teach you like how to build a business, right? So it's kind of like we hit that big spurt, and then I plateaued for 5, 6 months because it was just pure hustle effort. I joined this other thing, and they were like, "You got to build a sales team," and like I didn't even have anyone on the back end. Like it was just such terrible
Yeah.
advice. And these are people who are big
Yeah.
names in the my online
Yeah.
high
Yeah.
ticket service providing space. Like most people would know them if I name drop.
Yeah.
And like it was just such backwards advice. Like you actually learn like a lot of these guys don't even know business. They know how to build a churn and burn company. So like now I have sustainability, and we're actually smashing those record months sustainably. Like we're consistently growing. The foundation infrastructure is built to where we could hit I see a three
Yeah.
hundred thousand dollar a month on the horizon, very with the leverage we have in place now. It's uncomparable.
Amen. Crazy. Crazy. And I know it sounds nuts. How old are you right now?
I just turned 22.
Let's go. Let's go. One of the things, anyone from our inner outer world at any, connected to anything that we do, one of the things I always, share with all of our clients, sales isn't the hardest skill. Okay. Even though we teach it, package it in a way that's never done before, I would say leadership is the absolute hardest skill on the planet, and it's an ongoing ever journey. What was your experience? Because you got multiple sales team, you got, I don't know, you guys are what, like 10 plus people members now overall? something around
Yep,
there,
that's a
right? So I'm like, you have all of that. It's like, it's very different to be a solopreneur and a hustler, like solo, me, just work for me. Then you're like, oh, I got to deal with these salespeople, the setters, the closers, the emotions, the volatility, the fires, like all that kind of stuff. Like, what was kind of your experience getting the leadership coaching that we provide, and how does that like impact you within the business?
It has honestly been the best way I could describe it is you got a ship, you got a lighthouse. It's been that lighthouse because
Mm,
I have never built, led a team before. I don't know what it's like to operate with a team. And just having someone who, like Anas has managed 100+ person teams. So like just having someone to help you navigate difficult situations, like they're gonna like there's just so many landmines that you can't actually see. Just working with the team in general, in your head it plays out one way, but when you actually get out in the field, it's just so much different. And like just having
yeah.
someone who could support you, coach you, and like the way now I show up in certain moments with the team, that with that leadership coaching, like he was talking about, I compare it to how other people showed up with me or how I seen other people show it up, and I'm just like, man, like I've technically only been leading a team for 6 months. And I just compare it to how what I see other people lead their team and doing it for years. I'm just like, man, like I even put myself ahead of them. Just and it's
You're
like it's
like,
only
we're
been months.
smoking.
Yeah, like we're smoke like I just see how other people show up with teams from my previous experiences. I was in programs, whatever, like just how they would lead people, how they'd handle situations. Biggest thing with NBC is like it's taught me how to be a better human as well, which actually helps
Mm,
make more money because I used to
yeah.
be big on like I'm like very anti hoorah. Like I'm like make money, like get clients, provide value, that's it, right? But like I've learned so many things on like how to deal with people that actually help increase team performance. Like just so many things you only learn from being a veteran in leadership, like the NBC team on
Yeah.
us has. So like it's helped me through the trenches. I there's just been so many just situations that anyone deals with when
Yeah.
they grow a team, and the I feel like let me share with you one thing. This is my first time leading a team, so like by all definitions I should be fucking shit. Like it should be like in general when you hear a new CEO, right, it's like, oh,
And
they're
like
gonna
a
make
big
mistakes.
team too. Yeah. Like, not,
Yeah,
you're not like
not
one
not like
person.
not
Yeah.
like one
Yeah.
VA, right? Like it's like team, like it's an actual team, right? Like people, salespeople, those are very tough people to manage. Like I have, people on my team, salespeople who are like, you're actually a really great leader. And I'm like, I've only been doing this shit 5 months, right? And it's like and I say that obviously I'm 1% of where I should be. There's guys who are smoking me. I got a long way to go, right? It just goes
Yeah.
to show you that how much of that time it gets compressed. Like I have people on my team now, they've been in other companies before where there's like big companies doing 5 million plus a year, right? And the CEOs, they're just like they're just talking about like how not even me, they're coming to me telling me like the difference between how I'm doing things and how they were doing things at a previous company. These guys with more experience technically, and I'm just like, just the coaching I've gotten from NBC in that regard, it's just putting me, it's just shortened so many years off that learning curve. And like, it's not even like it's in my head. Like, I have people on my team who have been on multiple other offers on big companies coming to me and telling
Yeah.
like, damn, like you're actually really good at this.
That's the
This is my first
greatest
time,
feeling.
right?
Yeah. Have you had anyone churn on the team? That was a long
So
pause.
churn.
Did
Well,
anyone?
I had to
There's
let
I
go of.
know.
I had to let go of. I had to let go of one person just because there wasn't long term alignment.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
guy,
I
just wasn't a
understand that.
long term
Yeah, yeah,
alignment. As
yeah.
far,
You're good. You're
oh, one
good.
second. As far as someone coming and being like, man, I don't want to be here. No, actually, let me tell you something. That actually, when I joined, I was working with someone else before. This was right before Elite. So like, sorry, this was right before cut. That was right before NBC. I
Yeah.
was in another program, and that's when we hit that big month and it burned out. And like the person in that program, he had me build like a sales team of 3 people. Within the first week, like 2 people left, and I had to fire the third person. Like it was just so terrible. And like I had one guy, we were on a training. I went to use the restroom. He leaves, and he was just like, "Dude, this just isn't for me." Right? He was like an experienced sales rep.
Because that's
Um,
what happened when we met. You had a previous
that happened a
credible.
month before. That happened a few weeks or a month before. Now I have other people on my team who've been on other offers who are experienced. They've been around the block. They come to me like, "This is the best fucking company I've ever worked for." So, and I like that doesn't happen just out of like it's my first time leading people. That doesn't happen just like that. It's hard. Like
It's
business is
so
hard.
hard.
That just doesn't
Yeah.
happen like that. That just doesn't happen your first time. So like I 100% we would not be where we are today without the leadership coaching the NBC team has provided.
So amazing. So amazing. So amazing. And maybe a bit of a crazy question, just to go a little dark and gloomy and mysterious. But have you, like, if you really had to think about it, let's say our paths, we never met, we never crossed. Where do you think you would be? Business trajectory, like where do you think you'd be?
think I wouldn't be number one, we wouldn't have we wouldn't have the team that we have. If we didn't have the team that we have, we probably wouldn't be hitting the revenue numbers that we have. If we wouldn't be hitting the revenue, I wouldn't have the skill set I have, sales, leadership. Just in every single front and area, there would definitely be a decrease in progress goal. I would have to hmm, probably have to know a lot of like so much a lot of it was just plug and play, and like I would have had to go through every single pitfall by myself. And the thing is, you don't really appreciate it until after you've been through it, and then you see it on the other side. You're like, wow, this actually took a lot of freaking work. You don't
It's
appreciate it at the beginning. Now, after you're like, wow, like I actually saved a lot. So definitely in all areas, aspects of the business, and me as a person, definitely my skills, ability, just as a human being, definitely far behind.
do you know what's crazy as you're sharing? And like I don't know, I'm just trying to, like, I'm listening and it feels like we've been doing this for years because of how far you guys have grown. And I'm like, it's just been a few months. And it's so wild to hear because also, people in my network that will get to know you, anyone from the team, they're always like, hey, how can I get involved? And I think one of the things that's not spoken about is when you get great leadership, great skills, system, processes, all that kind of stuff built in, you become the attractive characters. You become that group that people just want. And that's why I was even asking about the churn, because I truly believe like one of the indications of you're doing the business right is when people don't want to quit. Like they're like, I'm here. It's a pride. It's a badge of honor to be like, hey, I serve and I get to work at this company and get to grow alongside of that. So I'm just going to take a moment just to celebrate you for, the ascension and the beautiful journey that you've gone on. It was so remarkable to watch and be a part of, and such a blessing. And maybe one last thing I'd love to ask, and this kind of like a little bit deeper, maybe on the woo woo side, because I love it. I don't think people talk about this enough. Where, I always, the reason why we push and we've made our free community, the Ascender, and we have a global movement now, but by the grace of God, and we're always trying to get more people involved because one of the things that's not spoken about is how lonely the road could get, whether you're closing, setting, you're running a business, you're building a team, you got younger guys, older guys, everyone in between, sometimes, still with their mom or they're in their apartment by themselves or wherever they may be, you're trying to travel and do all of that. And what's not spoken about is how tough the journey is solo. And I'm kind of curious because you've experienced both worlds, right? Like you had business, you solo your thing, and then being indoctrinated into NBC sales and the Ascenders tribe. And, we're doing this every single day. And there's so much of that energy, culture, like all of that. Like, what was that like? You know, just describe the experience of what's that like, the solo versus, and maybe just share an insight. And I think really what I'm hoping can get communicated. Oh, and we lost them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we lost Mr. Rayan Khan, and I'm going to take a wild guess. The computer was not charged.
Oh, well, we should be back in business.
Let's go. We're back. We're back. I know we just had a little battery, no charger, little situation, but thanks for hopping back on. I was like, it would have been really fun if we just ended the interview there. I was asking you about just the journey, like the fun solo, and really the messaging I'm hoping is for someone who's on the journey solo to understand that like there's a different way and it doesn't have to be like that. Maybe can you share a little bit like the before and after of what that was like?
Yeah, 100%. So transformation has been huge. I remember I was first growing my company. I was solo. I was in my parents' house, and there was just I'm big on like self improvement and like just always smashing new
Right.
things, reaching levels, and even in the online high ticket space, you find people, but it's like who are like, but it's just like, oh man, like they're just not about that constant self improvement. So being in part of NBC, you're around people who are there like sometimes you join programs and like some guy they're like some guy there's like a few killers and some guys are meh. Like everybody here is a freaking beast. Like the when I tell you the quality of people that are let in, like when NBC or NAS says like they vet people heavily, like they actually do. Like I know people who have been I personally know people who have been turned down for some of the NBC programs. So like quality of people is so high. So just
Incredible.
going not really having that to maybe knowing like the culture is just so good that you just couldn't even fathom. And I was big on lone wolf. I'm big on like just put the work in. Don't be a
You
wuss.
know that do more volume, shut up, put your hand down, screw
Exactly. I'm
happiness. Yeah.
big on that. And I'm still on that. However, it's just if someone's watching this and they're on the solo journey, maybe you've joined like a few other things as well, a few other programs, something like that. It's like, yeah, like my biggest thing was everybody's not a dog. And like when now you're surrounded by everybody in NBC is just a dog, it's like you just connect on a deeper level that it's something you can't describe in words. It's just you have to actually be you have to actually be on a team around people like that to describe it. And it's an experience I wouldn't trade for anything else. Like it is
Amen.
an experience
Amen.
is a life experience I'm very glad I was able to be put through to
We're
say
grateful to have
and
you.
I was only through the NBC program that I've had that experience. I can't think of any other place where I've had that like sometimes you join and it's like everybody here is brothers. Like if I like anybody in the program, if they contacted me for something, if they needed something, I've like even if I've never spoken to them, they're new. I just know we instantly connect and vibe. Just like this is like the club, like we're in.
The
It's like
club.
other things. It's like in other places I've been, you join, it's like you really don't care about. Like here, it's like anyone here could call me for something, and I know vice versa. And we're
Yeah.
just like I remember one time I needed help with something, and like it was like we were funding a client, and one of the fellow NBC clients, ascenders, joined. It was like 8:30 p.m. They joined for 1 hour. They were on there, like helping us get my client finance.
Wow.
It's like no, like in like
To
I've
help
been
them with funding, to
yeah,
fund the client.
they helped to help my
Wow.
we're at the end of a sale, the client needed help with funding. And
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
didn't ask for any money. It was like 8:30, and like and here's the real kicker. I didn't even speak to that member that much at the time. Like we kind of chatted, like we saw each other in some of the calls, but
Yeah, yeah.
obviously there's only so much time to connect everybody. Me and this
Yeah,
person
yeah. Yeah.
really didn't have much of a relationship, but he still was willing to do that, and I would do the same for him.
Yeah.
So I don't really even know we didn't have that relationship that much. Like, but just because we were that culture's there, he jumped on for me, and I helped him out with something with his funnel. I gave him a couple hours
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
like in reciprocation. It's like,
Yeah.
and like I'm
Everyone's just like I was literally looking at the Slack because we have all question system process, all of that. You know, people asking like whether an ad, it's not even the team jumping. Like people are like, yeah, I got you. What do you need this thing happen? Like we're here, whether it's like ad, content, sales, setting, fulfill, like it's so crazy and magical to see that even outside of our own efforts that everyone's just like, whatever you need, like I'm here. Thank you for sharing that. And I think for whoever's watching,
one thing
yeah,
is I haven't seen that anywhere else, and I'm very
mm,
well versed in programs. Because sometimes you'll get people who they've only done a few, like I've done dozens, and I've paid the biggest
yeah,
names. I've invested
yeah,
multiple six figures in coaching. I haven't seen so like my opinion holds. I would say more weight than like 90% of people in the online high ticket coaching space, just because
savage.
I invested so
Yeah,
much.
because you've been there. Yeah, you have so much more context.
Right. I haven't
Yeah,
done just two or three.
and
Like
sometimes
in
when
the
people jump in, they like help you to try to sell you something after.
yeah, no, none of that. It's like pure like
Sathel.
it's pure
That's what
sadness.
it.
That's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah, yeah. So beautiful, so beautiful. So the $1 million question, Rayanne, if someone is watching this and they're like, I don't know, like I'm B2C, I'm B2B, I'm the only thing we don't coach in is B2G, anything to government that is not our area of expertise. But whatever, someone's like, I'm on a biz op, I'm in health, I'm in coaching, I'm in info, I'm in trading, I'm in, someone who's on the fence and they're like, I don't know, is the Ascenders tribe or NBC sales? Is the like, what is one piece of insight for that person that's on the fence thinking about, or the skeptics, they're like, oh, all coaches are a scam, they're horrible, whatever, all the craziness. What would be one piece of insight or wisdom that you would share with someone that might be on the fence?
Yeah, it's a great question. I actually felt the same way before a little bit.
Hmm.
And the reason
You
is
son
like
of a gun. Tell me. Yeah.
the reason is here's the reason. The reason is I was in I didn't feel this right before I joined because I'd listened to it. I'm like, yeah, like this is some real stuff, right? However, like just the thought of like joining any coaching program with the position I was in, I just left one. It showed me how to build literally a churn and burn company, which is not what I want to build. I want to have a real business that lasts with real people. And so I was a little on the fence, right? And I was like, oh, like my offer is like a little unique, like it's B2B, but it's kind of B2C, or like they don't like, I was like, oh, like they don't
You're
really,
like in a weird hybrid in between the
yeah, I'm
two.
in a
Yeah.
hybrid, and like in my previous experience with other things was just like they just try to give you some cookie cutter course, and like it applies to 80% of people, but like I'm like, that doesn't apply to me, like the 20%. Like I wouldn't even watch the course. I'd get upset. I'm like, this isn't like specific custom help. Like I would just get upset like
Yeah.
this shit, right? So I was very skeptical. I'd already spent a lot of money. And obviously, as I heard Anas speak on the NBC calls when I was with my friend, when I would listen to the calls, I was like, it went down. Like the biggest thing I'll tell you is that a lot of times guys in like the high ticket in the coaching space, whatever, like they've only ever sold on like one offer. They've only done agency services, they've only done marketing, they've only ever sold coaching, right? And I've yet to meet somebody, like I literally have a witness it, where they can jump on any offer, anything. Like Anas jumped on our offer and popped. He was 5 for 5, and he knows jack squat about cardio, right?
I
So
raised your prices. I remember. I raised your prices, added a back end rev share, and it was 5 for 5. Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, 5 for 5, and he knows Jack's raised the price. We raised the price on the front end and the back end, and we added, and we raised the price, and he knows Jack squat up our detail on 5 for 5, right? So like the biggest thing is you can't trump real experience, and like it's one thing if someone is like, okay, they've done it in one business. It's another thing when someone's done it in multiple different industries consistently. So what I'll tell you is that because you understand the principles, like you'll get some guys, they've only, like let's say agency, they've only ever scaled an agency to $200,000-300,000, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
So like what happens is they understand that one specific sales process selling one thing.
Narrow context. Yeah.
Yeah, they have very narrow context. But when you work with someone like the NBC team or a Nas, they've sold in so many different industries, from like internet to non-internet to door to door, built teams in all those industries, so many different offers that
Agency, coaching, consulting, info, fitness, the
online,
yeah,
offline, they've sold
online, offline, all of
they've
it. Yeah.
sold everything from alarms at your freaking doorstep to the average person to they're selling, 15,
50,
20,
100 grand. Yeah.
multiple
Yeah.
multiple 5 figure, even 6 figure deals for people through the internet, right? So I was like, the biggest thing I would say is that you're 100% right. Like your situation, probably your business offer is unique. Everyone's is unique. Everyone does things a little different. That's why you want to work with people. And that's actually a good thing, because that means you want to work with people who actually have specific context in multiple industries. Because it doesn't matter
Mhm.
if they've never done your specific thing. Like, for example, a Nas or the NBC team, they've never actually done car washing. Like, no, like that's such a
Yeah.
niche of a niche, right?
It's so niche. I was like, detailer, what's the difference between a detailer and a car wash? Yeah, yeah,
Exactly. Like I'd asked, was like, so like, do they clean the car? Do they just wash it? Like I had to explain to him, right? But the thing
yeah.
is, so like if you're in a niche, you're like, oh, like maybe you're doing realtors, but you're like, I do like this type of fulfillment. Like we got guys in there in the elite, and we got guys in NBC who do so many different fulfillment styles as well, and like different offers, right? It's like I haven't seen them fail yet. So, and like I'm waiting, but I haven't seen it. Like I'm like every
He's
single
like, I'm rooting for you guys to fail on the side.
I'm like, I want to see a situation where they can't pull through, and I haven't seen it yet. From
Yeah.
real estate to investing, real estate to car wash.
Man, crypto to home improvement
But I
to
just
coaching to fitness. Yeah.
to
We
me,
even went just to prove it. We went into crypto and NFT, just smashed it in there just to be like, guys, like hit us with a curveball. Come on. Come on.
right. So like the biggest thing is if you're in a unique thing, you don't actually want to work, like you don't want to work with people who've only done your thing, because then they only know what they know. They don't have context from other, and like the biggest thing with NBC, the biggest thing with NBC and the Ascenders is I've gained so much context, and these things have only been learned from other industries, right? So you don't actually want to work with someone who's only ever done your business. And at the
Yeah.
same time, you want to work with people who have context and experience in so many different verticals and niches, because and the biggest thing is that to have a proven success record in so many
Yeah.
tools and niches in a wide range. Because what that means is, number one, they're able to apply context from other industries to different industries, and number two is you have a leg up on everybody else. Like, and no one else in my niche, I know for a damn fact, they're all watching the same YouTube crap that I was watching. I used to do it.
Yeah.
They don't have the level of, they don't have the information, the insiders, like just like such high level of stuff I have access to. Like I told you, like we were able to unsell a guy and chart and get him in
Yeah. Yeah.
with us,
Yeah.
and we're definitely a premium service, right? But like I know they can't do that, and they're in all the other coaching programs, but they can't do what I can do just because what I've learned from NBC, and they have a proven. So you want to work with people who have a proven track record in multiple niches, not
Yeah.
someone who has a proven track record in just your niche, because that means they can't add on more to that. And you don't, and you want to work if they're you want to be in people with multiple niches who have a proven success and track record. And
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody in elite. And the last thing is you want to work with people who are actually going to give you that hands-on thing. Because like there's people out there who they may have experience with so many things, but they're not going to give you the like one of the NBC models is SAFL, serve at the highest level. So like I SAFL my clients now because of what I've learned at NBC. Like I learned truly what it means. So
Mm.
you want to work with people who have that, but in the services there as well. And like the service is unmatched. If there's one thing you got away from me speaking here is that the service is unmatched in the Ascenders movement and NBC.
So good.
So that is the one thing I'll tell you is that you're 100% right, and what you're doing is unique and niche. So like you only want to work with people who have gone into 100 other unique niches things and have a proven success record. You
Yeah.
don't want to work with someone who only has found success in your company, your type of business, because that means they can't add on. Like you're just gonna be doing the same crap everyone else is doing. You want to work with
Right. Right.
who've built
Right.
100-person sales teams, who've done door to door, they've done all these things, and then like that's how you just have an ungodly. That's how you just have a level of competence on your team and company, coaching, the training that's just unmatched.
Yeah. Amen. Amen, man. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and I think that's one of the most important things. We always talk about no has-beens, right? And whether it's me, whether it's any of my coaches, anyone on my team, we're always actively today till the grave, till our last breath. We're always going to sell in different offers, different niches. And we're not just going to coach it. We don't like to ever be the guys in the ivory tower who bark marching orders. We're like, man, we're in there in the trenches. We are with you. There's not a case yet to come. Man, maybe I help. It's you watching that you come give us a hard curveball or something that we can't crack, whether it's on the marketing side or the sales side or even helping you out on the fulfillment. Either ways, we're always looking for the challenge. And, if you're ever like, okay, how do I find out more? There's going to be a link somewhere around this. You can go click it, book a call to speak to one of our team members. Just know something, Ray, Jan alluded here to is, we take our clients seriously because we protect the culture. We care so deeply about our tribe, our community. If we don't think with 1000% unequivocal certainty that we can help you get a transformation and make this the best investment, there's never a hard sell from our team. We're NBC, never be closing. No one's going to push you to the sale or any of that. We also offer 100% money back on our program. So there's no incentive in us to take someone that we can't serve. So if you're like, hey, whether you're closing, scaling an offer, you got, a 30-person sales team or a 5-person sales team, you're like, hey, I want to find out more, just click the link down below and just get a book call, just get more information, see what's applicable. And if you're like, hey, what's this Ascenders tribe? I want to be a part of it. I want some call reviews. I want coaching. I want role play. I want all of that. I heard it's free, all of that. There'll also be reference in it there for you to go and click it and see it. And with that, folks, we want to give it up for Rayan Khan. Thank you for tuning in, letting me interview you. And, it's been such a beautiful, I think even just sitting and listening to it. It's so funny. Like these interviews, it helps people just know, because our big thing is real people, real results. And just selfishly for me, it's a moment of just sit back in gratitude. And, as much as our clients like this is amazing, we love it. For me, I'm just like, man, we fulfill our life's purpose. And our purpose is to help salespeople and business owners become the top in their industry, top 1%, and unlock their full potential, be the best version of themselves, grow and lead and make a ton of money and, create a life of true freedom, pass the blessings and the ripple effect to their team, to their community, to their cultures, and just kind of do all those things. So my gratitude is, Ray, for us getting the opportunity to serve you and show up and continue to work. And it's so exciting to just think about what we've accomplished in such a little time and what's to come as we continue the Ascenders journey, because there is no final destination. We keep growing, we keep learning. So thank you for being here and taking the time to share. I want to give it up to you again. Appreciate you. And with that, folks, we'll see you on the other one. Cheers. Ciao. Never be closing. No one's going to push you to the sale or any of that. We also offer 100% money back on our program. So there's no incentive in us to take someone that we can't serve. So if you're like, hey, whether you're closing, scaling an offer, you got, a 30-person sales team or a 5-person sales team, you're like, hey, I want to find out more, just click click the link down below and just get a book call. Just get more information, see what's applicable. And if you're like, hey, what's this Ascenders Tribe? I want to be a part of it. I want some call reviews. I want coaching. I want role play. I want all of that. I heard it's free, all of that. There'll also be reference in it there for you to go and click it and see it. And with that, folks, we want to give it up for Rayan Khan. Thank you for tuning in, letting me interview you. And, you know, it's been such a beautiful, I think, even just sitting and listening to it. It's so funny. Like these interviews, it helps people just know, you know, because our big thing is real people, real results. And just selfishly for me, it's a moment of just sit back in gratitude. And, you know, as much as our clients like, this is amazing, we love it. For me, I'm just like, man, we fulfill our life's purpose. And our purpose is to help people, help salespeople and business owners become the top in their industry, top 1%, and unlock their full potential, be the best version of themselves, grow and lead and make a ton of money, and, you know, create a life of true freedom, pass the blessings and the ripple effect to their team, to their community, to their cultures, and just kind of do all those things. So my gratitude is, Ray, for us getting the opportunity to serve you and show up and continue to work. And it's so exciting to just think about what we've accomplished in such a little time and what's to come as we continue the Ascenders journey, because there is no final destination. We keep growing, we keep learning. So thank you for being here and taking the time to share. I want to give it up to you again. Appreciate you. And with that, folks, we'll see you on the other one. Ciao.